What's up? It's Jomboy and Jake Radio. It's Monday, May 6th. Jake's 7th favorite month.
May the 6th be with you.
May the 6th be with you. It is Monday. We got a lot of shit to talk about today. The Kentucky Derby, Jake's favorite event of the year. Game of Thrones, Jake's favorite TV show in the history of the world. The New York Yankees, Jake's favorite baseball team. The New York Mets, Jake's second favorite NL baseball team. Sharks, Jake's third favorite hockey team. And some weird news stories.
They're your first. It seems like you'd say they're your first favorite hockey team. And so I don't think they're right there. James, how are you? Excited for Halftime Thrones. If you're a JJR listener, that's what we've been doing. Got some, I don't know if they're hot takes, but got some throne takes. We're saving that for halftime. And big weekend. I mean, it was we love events.
Yep.
Kentucky Derby, definition of just an event. Our mutual friend, former roommate Jeff, his girlfriend had heard of the Kentucky Derby, but never knew what it was. And she asked a great, genuine question. She's like, why do people like this? And I was like, well, it goes back to kind of the old sports thing when horse racing was one of the only sports and blah, blah, blah. And now it's also tied into this Instagram world we live in where it's status and good times and blah, blah, blah. But man, it's just a good party event. So enjoy that. We had May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. So yeah, I mean, just anything you can ask for in a weekend.
Yeah. It even rained over here.
It even rained, if that was what you were missing from your weekend. How was your weekend, James?
It was pretty good. I don't remember much. Trying to figure out what I did on Friday so I can give my Friday score, and I just cannot remember what I did. This might bother me more than anything, is that every Monday I can't remember what I did Friday. I have a good memory. I pride myself.
By.
What's that?
Life passes us by.
Yeah, it's just I think because I do the same shit every single day.
And there's that, yeah.
But I mean, the Yankees won on Friday, so I think that was good.
Oh, know what else was a factor on Friday? You and I were up online. We were fighting some Gary Sanchez haters, or just one guy that might have been drunk. But it was also the awesome basketball game. It was the 4 overtime basketball game. I think you were watching that. I don't know. But that was fun.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch that at all.
Okay.
I didn't know it went that until you said it on Talking Yanks. Well, you said it with Joe's in text message.
Yeah.
Last night. I didn't know there was a basketball game that went 4 overtimes.
Well, there you go.
So I don't know what it was. Friday night when we were talking with that guy.
Right.
I was.
You had to be in a good mood. Gary hit 2 homers.
I was. I smoked. I was just hanging out at night. I think I was watching a show or something.
Yeah, and I think this weekend was also kind of a breath of fresh air because this was our first this is kind of what a regular weekend is supposed to be for us. Normal time Yankee games. Well, except the rain delay yesterday, but Friday, yeah, I enjoyed the basketball. The Yankees won. I'm trying to pick literally one other thing out of the day. And I'm shooting blanks. It was a 6.
All right, 6 because Jake can't
6
remember.
on the nose.
Sure, I'm gonna go 6 as well. Perfect. That means we had a good week. You had a good
What did you
week.
think about the song today, Jimmy?
I like that song. Flock of Seagulls reminds me of Wedding Singer every time because that's like
Right.
my introduction to Flock of Seagulls, which I'm sure anyone older than me would be pissed about that.
Right.
But like that would be like if someone knew, I don't know, Bruce Springsteen from like a shitty movie reference that I don't like. But
Ooh.
anyway, it's video game week, which was your baby.
Yeah,
Jordan helped with.
And this was a wild brewing. Like I totally forgot. It was when we originally gave Jordan the reins to the music. I was like, "Yo, we should do a video game week." So I'm excited. There's one song on here that is just like paralyzed in my head from video games. And dude, video game week for anyone that's a gamer, like it's know how you and I. There's like 5 songs that could come on, and if it was like you, me, our buddy formerly Fat Ken, like we're back at Elmer's, we're back at our college bar because those were the 5 songs that played. It's like Mayo, All the Above. There's a couple other ones, but video games have that same effect. Like if you've hammed out a video game and you hear that song come on, you go back and you're in Tony Hawk, which is one of your few video games, but also known for a quality video game soundtrack.
Yeah. What video game is End I Ran from?
That's Grand Theft Auto. That was a big Grand Theft Auto.
I played this one BMX game for like maybe a week.
Okay.
I didn't like it I remember, but I played it, and the I Don't Practice Santeria song, from Sublime was in there.
Sure.
And that was my introduction to that song. I really liked it.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I would it'd be mostly sports video games for me, but if someone racked up if there's like a soundtrack trivia sporkle that was like all sports games from the past like 15 years or so, I do decent. Decent. Like all the Maddens, a bunch of the FIFAs, NHL. Yeah.
I also played Cool Borders a lot whenever that was out. Did they have a cool soundtrack? I wonder if I listened to a Cool Borders song, I'd be like, oh yeah.
Cool Borders. That was a fun game, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I did Friday night? I watched Out Cold, the snowboarding movie with Katie.
Nice.
We smoked and we watched Out Cold, and she had never seen it, and I said it's a modern day version of Casablanca, and she thought I was like just doing what I do, where I just make up lies for my own enjoyment.
Sure.
To like, not lies, but like, whatever.
Yeah, tasteful fibs.
Yeah. And like, you're gonna love this movie. It's a remake of Casablanca. And she's like, "What the hell is this?" And I would laugh, but it actually is a remake of Casablanca, and she didn't believe me. And then turns out she forgot what Casablanca's plot was, so like there was no way of proving it anyway. Yeah. But I like that movie, cool. So yeah, snowboarding.
Aged pretty well.
Yeah, because there's actually like better than the other movie we watched that aged terribly, Beer Fest.
Right.
The humor, there's some stupid humor in Out Cold, but I like that movie.
Good.
Can I tell you my favorite Tony Hawk story? Tony Hawk Pro Skater story?
Absolutely.
I was like had to be 7th, 8th grade. There was this high schooler that was friends with my cousin Steven. So I was playing with them. So like I idolized them. And this one kid crushed the first level of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, the warehouse where you drop in, there's the half pipes, you got to get the magic secret box in the overhead area and all that. Like he crushed it. Highest score I'd ever seen. I was like, whoa. And then we started playing the second level, and the kid said, "No, I only play the first level." And I was
just owns it.
It's like, what? Like, yeah, I just play the first level. That's all I do.
He's good at what he's good at.
It's like he went from hero to zero in my like 13-year-old brain so quick. I was like,
instantly, yeah.
That's pathetic.
Yeah.
there's 9 more levels. It's like
you can do this, man.
it still cracks me up. Like it's still just a funny thing to say. Like if I was to take layups, like playing pickup basketball, and we were warming up, and I just did like 5 layups, and they're like, all right, take some shots, and I was like, nah, I only do layups, man.
If someone was like, hey, Jim, this Thursday, we're taking care of everything for you. The Talking Yanks, the JJR fans, they're going crazy. They want to see you play any video game of your choice for 2 hours. What would it be?
Probably Tony Hawk.
Okay.
Whatever Tony Hawk was that had the airport level.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I like that level, so probably do that.
Okay.
I played more video games. Like I would go on like a 1-week binge.
Right.
And then I just never play video games again.
That's what I was wondering how to phrase that, because your video games still, they obviously don't have the same appeal as you get older. I still enjoy them, but it's not the same. But there still is a binge quality, and that's what I was trying to get across. Like, if everything in your life got taken care of for a weekend, like, what would you hit? Like, mine would be college football. Like, I was so hooked in those games. You do the recruiting, and it's just, you get lost in the sauce.
For my own personal enjoyment, I don't know what I do. I was thinking, I chose Tony Hawk because I think it's the only one I'd still be adequate at.
Right.
So if people were watching, I wouldn't look like an idiot.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like, I did a week of Crash Bandicoot one summer.
Sure.
Rode that tiger across the Great Wall of China like nobody's business.
Nobody's biz.
Yeah.
We used to play Tiger Woods a lot in college.
I never did, but you and Ken did. We played FIFA a lot. I joined the FIFA times.
You were part of the FIFA transfer. A lot of FIFA El Tigre. And a closing thought on the song. I mean, again, did that song come out in the 80s?
I would hope so.
You'd think so, right? And that's just my, like, I hear that song and I'm like, yo, this is a good tune. And that's Jakey 80s coming out.
Flock of Seagulls. I'm interested to know how they got their name and why they did their hair that way. I guess they did their hair that way because it got them noticed and stuff. New wave. They were a new wave synth pop band. That's stupid. That really got you, huh?
I mean, that's tough. Yeah, they're this new wave synth band. Ooh. That doesn't give off that cool vibe it did back in the day.
What are you into? New wave synth pop? The band's name was taken from the Strangler song Toiler on the Sea and the book Jonathan Livingston Seagull, according to Mike Score.
Sure.
Yeah, well, that doesn't answer a thing for me. So bad job, Wikipedia. We ready to go into sports?
I think so.
A lot of sports to be talked about. So let's go straight into your Tri-State update. The Yankees took 2 out of 3 from the Twins. Andujar came back from the IL, but Paxton decided he wanted to see what that party was all about, Jake. So he jumps on the IL, going to miss at max 3 weeks. The Mets got swept by the Brewers. A Braun homer in the 5th did the job in Game 1. A Braun walk-off in the 18th did the job in Game 2. And a Yelich homer in the 3rd inning of Game 3 did the job there. They are now 16-18 on the season, Jake. The Islanders got swept and don't get to play hockey anymore. There are 8 days left until the Knicks draft lottery. The Jets have cut former AAF quarterback Brandon Silvers, and DeAndre Baker was the standout player at Giants rookie camp so far. And Yankees PR just tweeted something, and let's see what the update is. Prior to tonight's game, the Yankees returned Clint Frazier from rehab and reinstated him from the 10-day DL. I already fucking said that.
ba, ba, bum.
Ba, 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 ba,
Um, Yanks win a nice series. Of course, check out TY if you're looking for the deep dive on that. Twins came in playing good baseball. Yankees take 2 out of 3. Sports.
Sports. Yeah, I mean, Yankees, the Twins, best team in baseball, most home runs in baseball, but it's a fraud, best record in baseball. And I'm not trying to be like a shit talking bully.
No.
It is, they have one good series win on their schedule. It's they beat Houston 3 out of 4. That is the only good series win. They've won a lot of other series, but it's against tanking teams. There's so many tanking teams in the MLB that it's somewhat shitty of me to discredit that because you have to beat them.
Right.
And I was kind of coming from a place of, well, everyone keeps telling me the Yankees aren't legit because they haven't beaten anyone good. Right. So how are the Twins getting credit for being legit when they haven't beaten anyone good?
Right.
So I was
because they're healthy.
Yeah, just because they're healthy. Yeah. So I was coming from a point of there where I was like, the Twins aren't good. What are we talking about? Twins are a good team. They'll probably be a wild card contender. But I feel like to be a wild card contender in 2019, all you have to do is be trying to win.
Right. Like they might be.
How many teams do you think in the MLB, in the AL, we can do this real quick.
Right.
Trying to win and won't. So in the AL East, we have 3. You got the Rays, the Red Sox, and the Yankees. In the Central, you have 2, the Twins and the Indians.
Yeah, pretty much. And
in the West, you actually have 5.
It's like a shades of gray thing. Like the Angels are trying to win, but they've been quote unquote trying to win and terrible for a while now. So like they're out. They're awful.
They are trying to win, but it's like they just go about it in a bad way.
Yeah, like you're not trying to win in a good way. So they're out. The Mariners weren't, but they started playing really well. So they're
if they hit the 2-week skids, they could be out. Like
Texas Rangers, no, they're kind of in a rebuild.
Yeah, Texas is in a rebuild. The A's
like want to win, but they're also Oakland. Like they have.
The A's are perpetually like, if the first 2 months go good, we'll try.
Yeah, they're like one hand behind their back good.
So let's just say 3. Let's say, because there's a lot of halves in there.
Yeah, and Houston's really good. But yeah, I mean there is a world where the only team.
That's 8 teams. That's 8 teams that we have as trying for 5 playoff spots.
Yeah.
So, I don't know about the NL, but yeah, whatever. So the Twins will be contenders.
Yeah. Los Mets get swept by the Brewers. Yeah, they're 16 and 18 now, and Los Mets.
Their offense did nothing. They scored 4 or 6 runs in 3 games.
It's kind of like you can't judge an 162-game season after 10 games. It's a hot take, I know, but
I still like what they have. Their bullpen's garbage.
Yeah,
and like why I don't understand why their offense. Like Alonso's doing good. I guess Cano's struggling, but I still just think if Cano's good and McNeil's doing good, like I don't know.
And that's the other thing. I just made the joke about the 10 games in, but I mean even a month in, like a lot hasn't been decided yet. Like Christian Yelich won the MVP last year, and at the All-Star break he wasn't even in the conversation, but he went nut job. So like baseball, you could change so much so fast. If the Mets have a good week, it's back to like, all right, the Mets got it. So, but yeah, baseball. Speaking of, dude, the Islanders, dude, what idiots! Don't play at Barclays.
I wanted to get your thoughts on this. Did you hear what the Mets did with Echeverria? He had a big bonus in his contract if he played 160. If he was on the team for 160 days.
Okay.
They called him up as soon as it went down to 159. Yeah. Why put these things into your contract when you know the teams can just fucking reroute themselves so easily?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of on you, Etch. And like, if you're a person that wants to get mad about that, like genuinely think if that was your money, what would you do?
Yeah. It's
Like
still shitty.
you would do the exact same thing.
I don't blame teams for taking advantage of the situations that they can take advantage of because it's a business, but the agent and the union just repeatedly just do dumb shit like this. Where like you're so easily exploited. Are you just dumber than the owners and the GMs? The union's dumber than the owners and the GMs right now. I mean, that's we have that on solid ground. But whatever.
Yeah.
The Islanders suck.
It's tough.
I read, you know what? The barn thing got unfun for me, Jake, because the Islanders fans are using it as a real excuse. So
Right.
it's not fun for me to joke around anymore because I was looking around the internet and like there's a lot of fans like we would have won if we were in the barn. It's like, well, come on. You got swept.
Yeah.
Played your whole season there.
Yes. Not like it was a new. Why are we playing here? Yeah.
So that lost its fun luster for me.
You get to use it as a joke excuse, not a real one.
Yeah. Are you upset about the Jets cutting Brandon Silvers?
Not at all.
Okay. Are you upset about how good DeAndre Baker looked in rookie camp?
Not really, man. I always get blown away, and I mean it's just how much this country truly loves football. But like, did you catch any of the highlights from rookie camp? It's like they literally do the most basic football drills because it's no contact because they don't want anyone getting hurt. So like they showed like the D lineman, and it's just like hit the pads. It's like, man, he looks good.
Yeah.
They just need to name it like bring them in and say hi to them camp.
That was my question. Like, how did DeAndre Baker stand out? Like, did everyone else trip and fall?
Everyone else was so nervous they forgot their pants.
Like,
Baker's great.
Or get how you stand out when you're just going, like, you're basically doing drills that just go through the motions. Kind of sounds like DeAndre Baker was being a hardo. Chill out, DeAndre. Trying too hard in rookie camp.
Yeah, chill out. Maybe this is points off DeAndre Baker.
All right, you got anything else? Let's go. There's more national news, so we'll go there. On your mark, get set.
Jimmy, your 145th annual Kentucky Derby is won by maximum security. Scratch that, reverse it. The horse clearly cheated. We'll deep dive into that. NBA playoffs, Raptors, Sixers locked up at 2s. Nuggets, Blazers, also. Wife Linda, also locked up at 2s. Jim, Houston clips the Warriors. I wrote that down wrong in overtime. They bring the series to 2-1. Sorry, I got lost in my notes. The Celtics, the Bucks. Oh my God, they turned it on against the Celtics. They're now up 2-1 after the Celtics took game 1. They've been dominating. They fight for their life tonight. Your Sharks and my third favorite hockey team go up 3-2 on the Avs. Same with the Bruins. They're up 3-2 on Columbus with Dallas and the Blues going to Game 7. And Jim, something we need to talk about because I've got questions. The Cincinnati Reds homered on 3 straight pitches. It was really cool. But I've got some Derek Dietrich questions for you.
I have a question for you first.
Okay.
Why do you write your notes down in one order and then read them in another order and then always lose track?
It's how the flow comes out. I don't always lose track. Very rude. That's a foul.
Well, you go slow with it. You're not like boom, 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 boom. You're like
yeah. I think it comes out in different ways. You have to feel the flow of it a little bit. It's kind of the burn process too.
Why don't you write them in the flow order?
God, it doesn't work for me. So my apologies. That will never happen. But I'll let you start with the Kentucky Derby. because I know you got big on this. We got a horsey breakdown, huge.
Yeah, people requested me to break down the Kentucky Derby, and I was like, I don't know dick about horse racing, but let's go look at it. I don't know, man. I said to you after the race was so I watched the race and then I walked across the two blocks down to go get dinner with my parents. Well, I realized I live a sitcom life, Jake. I just live a sitcom life. My grandma's my neighbor. My parents live 2 houses away. I was like sitting here, my computer's working last night, the game, and my mom just walked in and handed me a plate of Italian food and then left. And I was like, what is my life? This is crazy. It's like a Everybody Loves Raymond situation going on over here.
That sandwich, was that this weekend? That thing was incredible. That's been on my mind ever since it happened.
The meatball parm?
Yeah. Was that Friday? When was that?
Yeah, I think that was Friday.
Did that change your Friday grade? Because I think it changes mine.
Yeah, that was my dad just came home and gave me meatball parm because they went out and got lunch.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm living a sitcom life. It's beautiful.
Nice.
But so I watched the race and I was just like, those horses were everywhere. That like I thought a horse was going to fall every second while I was watching that race live. And I saw Maximum Security won, and I was like, that's a shitty horse name. Don't like it. And I went and ate dinner. And then some guy requested me to break it down. And I was like, it's not much to break down, right? Like, there was just a horse race. A guy went wire to wire and won it. And he was like, watch it again. They just disqualified. And I was like, what's going on here?
Well, knife on me, eh?
I guess you're not allowed to block someone from passing you in horse racing. You just have to be faster than them.
You just have to run as fast as you can.
Yeah. You're not allowed. If a horse is coming up on your side, you're not allowed to run in front of them. Is this the only form of racing? What?
Up until yesterday, I think people thought that was the only strategy in horse racing.
In like
NASCAR, that's totally legal.
And in running, like you're allowed to, like, if someone's coming up and you're like impede them, or I don't know.
I think you are drafting is like a strategy. I think people want you to do that in the distance races because the short ones you're in your lane, so there's none of that. But the distance ones, that's like part of the strategy. Yes. So, I think if you like intentionally clip someone, I think it changes.
And this seems weird, but I guess they care about horses living, which is what I said in my breakdown. I guess this is a rule because they don't want horses to die.
Right.
But I thought the horse community was pretty kosher about, like, yeah, horses die in horse racing. It's just part of it.
Yeah, that's a weird way to phrase it.
I mean, I've seen a horse get killed. Yeah, and it was a very ho-hum moment at the racetrack. It fell, it broke its legs.
Known risk. I think they do take precautions so that doesn't happen.
I know, but it happens quite a bit. Like, I was at the horse racing somewhere, and because my friend Brad's whole family is trainers and horse racers, and like they brought a curtain out, they put the horse down, and I was like, holy shit!
Yeah,
and no one batted an eye.
No. Got more races.
So I didn't know it was that much of a concern. But yeah, what I don't understand. So the horse that's winning, another horse, War of Will, tries to get in front of it, because they're trying to race.
Yeah.
He cuts him off. There is some dangerous stuff where the legs are intertwined, where it could have been so dangerous.
Right. That's the other thing. I mean, one horse goes down. We're talking about like 8 horses go down.
Yeah, you got horses landing on top of jockeys, and that's death.
Yeah.
So it was kind of dangerous, but to just give the second place horse the win is kind of crazy.
Yeah, like congrats, dude. You did it. Country House, which another bad horse name. Like I'm Maximum Security over Country House, and they're both not good horse names.
No, I like Country House because instead of buying like your wife really wants you to buy a country house, and you're like, no, I'm gonna buy a horse. Well, I'll name it Country House for you, babe.
Well, instead of this country house, we got a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
Is this going to be the least sired Kentucky Derby winner ever?
Oh yeah. So did you miss the whole the drama of them all standing on the track? Because that was the best part of it.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of that.
Oh, so yeah, that was awesome. Like they interview Maximum Security and that jockey, and he's all happy they won. And then it's like review. They go to the other horse that might have a chance to win, and you're like, okay. Then they go back to Maximum Security, and that owner and the jockey are like backpedaling real hard. And so I mentioned before, former roommate Jeff, his girlfriend was new to the event, so she was like, is this normal? Because this doesn't seem like how the event should end. And we were like, no, normally they put a bunch of flowers on the horse and he prances around and it's a really good time. This is not what they want. And dude, so the more fun part, the person that made the decision was just one woman in a back room with a TV screen. And
Was that how they do it?
Call.
That's how replays usually work, right?
And she had such a cool job title. I'm blanking on it right now, but it was just like Kentucky's horse judge or something like that. It was really good. But it was also like you almost felt sad because you're like, okay, if this person's job title is Kentucky horse person, they have to watch the Kentucky Derby every year in just a no window room with a TV. That seems like purgatory.
She got the best view. She's not watching it for the enjoyment, Jake.
I know. She's watching it for the horse's safety.
Yeah. Jordan Gagg in the chat said 30 horses died in Santa Anita over the last 6 months. The horse, I was under the.
Well, wasn't that the horse flu thing? Didn't we do that as a news story? I think that was unrelated.
Yeah, but that's just all these stories always come out where I'm like, I guess the horse racing community doesn't care about the horses as much as you'd think they care about the horses. They're dying constantly.
Yeah, they're not really pets.
It is the only sport industry where the contestants die and no one bats an eye.
Right.
If there was a cross-country race and 10 cross-country racers died in one calendar year, they might end cross-country racing for a while. We got to figure this out.
Right.
But with horse racing, it's kind of that's what happens.
Yeah, they're animals and humans are bad people.
Yeah. So you had a tweet that said you felt bad for Maximum Security?
The horse.
But I don't, because I think that horse just thinks he won. He doesn't know the rulings. He's like, I'm a winner. He's probably went back to his little area. Why can't I think of it?
First horse ever that won it and got DQ'd. And when they show him on TV screens, that's what he's known for. And now when people visit him, they're going to be like, that's Harry Potter's The Boy Who Lived. Maximum Security is the horse who cheated.
But he doesn't know he cheated.
When everyone visits him and goes, you're the cheating horse. Yeah.
No, he's just going to neigh and be like, I
Everyone's
won.
giving him double birds the whole time.
He's probably going to get more money to sire than Country House.
Ooh, that's interesting. I would like to follow up on that.
Yeah.
Horses get more shekels to breed because Maximum Security was the faster horse, and that's what you want.
So the owner still might be like, yeah, we didn't get the title, but we still are going to get all the money.
Yeah, you'd like that Kentucky Derby notch on the belt and the prize money, but yeah, I mean,
I hope
where it comes in.
I hope in 20 years we're watching the Kentucky Derby and they're like, this is the son of Maximum Security, a known cheater. And then that horse cheats and you're like, it's in their blood.
So I had one of those because there's a little bit of me that maybe we're just all puppets. The world is run by money. Maybe they decided coming into this race they were going to review something. Because if they didn't review it and they just said Maximum Security was the winner, and even if the most diehard horse fans in the world came out and were like, hey, that horse cheated, it probably doesn't even get to us, on Twitter and our normal lives, we don't care. I don't think that information even gets to us. So there was a part of me that was doing we're all just puppets in this world. They decided they needed to add more drama for the rating, so they were going to do this no matter what happened. So there's a little bit of that going on. I don't know. I hope maximum security. But you're right. Like, how great would that be? The next horse movie, 5 years from now, we've got their kids on the track, and the other horse cheats.
No, I want them to be
You
a
want a cheating
lineage,
horse, man.
lineage of cheaters, and us humans would be like, yeah, it must be in their blood.
That's not bad. That's not bad. What hockey updates do you have for us, Jim? Your Sharks.
Well, much like maximum security going wire to wire, Jake, the Sharks just fucking crushed the Avalanche in this game. They didn't cheat. The Avalanche, the score gives the Avalanche more credit than they deserve.
Okay.
I honestly don't think the Avalanche ever got the opportunity to set up and control the puck in the Shark zone when it was 5-on-5.
Wow.
Like I tried to rewind a bit and see, and I don't think there was ever a time where you're like, oh, Avalanche are setting something up here when it was even strength. And the Sharks gave them 4 penalties, I think. So there was 8 minutes where they did have the man advantage, and they were setting plays up there in the power play, but they never scored. They scored a goal that basically was an own goal by the Sharks. That's their only goal on the day. And the Sharks just dominated whenever it was 5-on-5. Just straight up. They didn't put in that many. They only got 2 pucks in net, 1-2-1. But I've never seen a game more dominated.
They're playing in Denver tonight, Jim. Is it going to go 7?
I hope not. 10 p.m. game. No, just win it. Just win it here. I'm telling you, man. I mean, the Avs had to have a big meeting or something. Like they had to have big what went wrong, and see if they can make an adjustment.
Game went back to San Jose, brother.
It was more.
I'm sad because the Avs dominated the game before. They were just doing the slingshot play. It was beautiful. McKinnon couldn't be stopped. I'm interested to see. I want to see Game 7 just because hockey Game 7 that's as good as it gets.
I like this. I wonder if Pavelski would come back for the Game 7. But Thomas Hurtel was going crazy.
Or nuts.
He did score a goal. I think he scored both goals. But he had a really good game. He talks so fast. You would have been laughing when he did his post-game interview.
I get into that.
So fast, can't understand a single word. They threw it to Jeremy Roenick afterwards. What do you think about that? And he's like, well, I don't really know what he said because he was talking so fast and the accent, but he's excited, and I like that.
I like that. It's good analysis. That's honestly really good analysis.
That's honestly what he said.
Yeah.
Word for word.
It's the right analysis. Columbus and the Bruins play their Game 6 tonight. Boston has the lead. It's in Columbus. We'll see if the home teams hold.
Did you see that game? The Bruins are up 3-0, and Columbus tied at 3-3 in the third period, and then the Bruins won with 1 minute left. But the Columbus to tie it was pretty nuts.
Miles and miles apart.
If Columbus wins that game and do that comeback, the Bruins that's a huge momentum kill. They almost
it'd be done. I mean, this would be Game 6 in Columbus's house. We'll see what happens there. And then Game 7 for the Game 7 Stars Blues. That's Tuesday. Again, I'm half rooting Stars because there's a chance when I'm in Dallas they could have a playoff game, which would be half fun. And I'm also half rooting Blues because that guy in my building's a Blues fan. And I opened up the conversation saying, hey, I'm rooting for your Blues. So that's kind of a win-win for me. The basketball, I totally forgot about the Bucks. Giannis has just gone full Giannis, and that's been awesome as a basketball fan and someone that can't stop being a New York fan at certain points. He's looked awesome. They play tonight. Series could still be a series. Celtics can do something. It's in Boston tonight. If they lose, it's kind of like you said with Columbus. That would have been it. We'll see. Houston gets the win over the Warriors. And then, they also play tonight, and they could make that a series. We could go 7 there, which would be more fun. So We'll see what's up with that. Raptors, Sixers, they're tied at 2 apiece. They're going to go 7. Nuggets, Trailblazers, also probably going to go 7. So it's fun. NBA.
Did you hear what Joe Pavelski said about the 5-minute penalty? If you do not remember, Game 7, the Vegas Knights are up 4-0. 5-minute penalty. The Sharks score 4 goals while having the advantage for 5 minutes. Pavelski got injured on the play. He said, "Was it a 5-minute penalty? No. Am I glad they called it that way? Yes."
Bingo. Sports.
How damning is that for like the refs?
Yeah.
Like, Vegas fans were like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Even that guy with the head injury, even him.
He's the one that got hit.
What's your questions about the Reds and the 3 straight pitches that they hit out?
Oh, so did you see it?
No.
So Suarez goes yard. He goes to right field, like 2-run shot. It got close to being robbed. And they were wearing these like old school uniforms, which becomes a factor in a little bit. The Reds are wearing these all blue uniforms, pretty ugly. Second guy comes up, next pitch goes back to back, and you're like, okay, kind of really cool baseball. Third guy comes up, Derek Dietrich, who's having a really nice season, and he was one of the MLB free agent stories because he was almost like a Marwin Gonzalez light. Like, he can play anywhere. He hits okay, but like, it's supposed to be kind of the future of baseball kind of guy, and he wasn't getting a contract. He's been playing really well, and he's been playing really angry. I think you might have did a video of him earlier in the year.
Yeah, with Chris Archer and the Pirates.
Yeah, he pimps the home runs pretty good. So he's next, and next pitch, he goes yard, crushes it, and he pimps it a little bit. He's got a nice chain on. Jim, the bigger factor here, and I need your official ruling on it, is I need to decide if I love or hate Derek Dietrich. So because they were wearing the throwback uniforms, he put an eye black mustache on, which A, is almost a comedy show. B, he hits a home run and pimps it with an eye black mustache on. So it's like, that dude either needs to be one of my favorites or I need to hate this guy.
Against Samardzija?
Yeah. Samardzija was not having a good time.
Well, do you know that it depends how much you like Tino Martinez?
Okay. I like Tino.
You do?
Yeah.
So then you can't like Derek Dietrich.
Okay. Problem solved.
Yeah. When they were in Miami together, Derek Dietrich got Tino Martinez fired and blackballed from baseball.
Good.
He was the hitting coach, and he told Derek Dietrich to pick up balls after rounds of batting practice. And Dietrich refused and said, "I don't have to pick up fucking balls."
Oh, yeah. Then I hate Dietrich. That's perfect. That's all I needed.
And then I think Tino Martinez like verbally was like, "You fucking blah, 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 blah."
Yeah.
And they were like, "First he wanted us to pick up the balls. He yelled at us." And Tino got blackballed.
All I needed. Dislike you, Derek Dietrich.
Yeah. But the mustache is funny.
It's one of those things, like, it's funny, but like, if a Yankee pulled this stunt, people would like hang him in the town center. They tar and feather him. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, let's go to halftime.
Halftime.
Now's the part of the time where people that don't enjoy Game of Thrones or are behind on Game of Thrones skip ahead. Because we're going to talk some Thrones real quick, not a long conversation. Oh, Jake said he had some hot takes for us. Season 8, Episode 4, finally an episode of Game of Thrones that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
This is, I don't want to be snarky about it, but like, if after this episode, if you look back at the first 3 and you still try to tell me they were like worthwhile, I'm kind of like, what are you talking about? So,
yeah, again, I mean, I think they had entertainment value. I wasn't too impressed by this. I will say credit to you where credit's due. I think like the Tyrion Varys scenes, I think those were the best.
Bron's scene was pretty good.
I love Bronn. I think that was kind of soft. I don't think that was Bronn's best work, but I mean, I'll always enjoy Bronn, so that was good. Dude, to me, this whole episode, and I mean, we've been talking about how the writers kind of seem like lazy this season. This episode was the same thing. This episode, for me, felt like a high school drama TV show that they just did with Game of Thrones characters. It was like, oh, okay, we won the big game. We're throwing a big party. Everyone's drunk. Whoa, we've got some wild hookups going on. And then it's like, at the end, Jamie's like, oh no, I'm still the bad guy. And he rides off on his motorcycle at the end. We had the whole whisper game with who John really is. Like, I mean, end of the day, like it felt like a high school drama TV show that was just used with Game of Thrones characters.
I'm not following why high school drama. Like the whisper stuff, we finally got like plotting and politicking and to know what people are thinking and their opinions. And then we did get the attack where the dragon dies. And then we got Cersei, who's like, we didn't have any Cersei in the last couple scenes.
Right.
Shows.
We got some Cersei at the end. I'm just saying it was literally like, I mean, picture after the high school football game, we just won the big game. We just won the war here. And it's like, they had a party. Everyone got drunk. People hooked up. Then there was like all these couple fights, like John and Danny. And we had, Jamie and his new lady. I won't spoil that for anyone. At the end, Jamie rides away. What's John's identity? Don't tell everyone. Oh, let's just tell everyone instantly. I don't know. It felt a little lazy to me.
Yeah, this is the first episode that didn't feel lazy to me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I thought this one was good. I mean, I think it's really good how John and Daenerys, they're dumb. Like, they are dumb.
Right.
But they've been masquerading as smart forever when there are the smart people, like you said, Varys, Littlefinger, Cersei, Tyrion, and Sansa's kind of joining that crew.
Right.
And Dany and Jon Snow are just dumb, and they're like love dumb now.
And then like the saying bye to Sam and the dog and Tormund, it was just like goodbye.
Yeah, but not everything can get like a huge goodbye.
Right, but I mean, even that just felt like, all right, we're just gonna send them north, even though everything north just got obliterated.
Yeah, I think Game of Thrones is going to end with full circle. Like when we started Game of Thrones, winter was coming.
Right.
We hadn't seen dragon in years, and we had a new king. Like I think that all the dragons are going to die. So that at the end of this, the new people will be saying we haven't seen dragons, since then.
Right.
And Daenerys is going to go mad, and she's going to just follow the steps of her ancestors and become like the Mad King. We've seen her get hungry now, and I think it's just going to be like full circle.
Half the town of Winterfell, one of the 3 career choices in Winterfell is becoming a blacksmith, and we can't get any armor for the dragons yet.
That'd be huge.
It's going to be. It's what at the end of the episode when they show Euron staring at the sky, that's the solution, because you should have thought of that months ago when your only advantage in the war is dragons and all you do is make metal. Like that's one of the only hobbies in this time period. Yeah. So
are you upset that Miss Sunday died?
No, I mean you knew, like, again, and it's in Cersei's hands, you know what's gonna happen. Like that's game over. And I think even that end scene, like I know there's rules of engagement and rules of war of everything, and we have the hands meeting each other. But also if Cersei is this, she's Cersei. She is Cersei. She's the toughest and the smartest there ever was. They've got everyone on those super shooting machines and the dragons just sitting in the back doing finger guns, kind of dancing. Like, call me crazy, call me maybe. Rules of engagement be damned. I think Cersei's shooting her shot there, taking out the final dragon, so it's kind of game over.
Yeah, I think she wants to give the idea of peace to like her people and stuff like that. Or Cersei's all about like letting you know she's better than you.
A little bit. I don't know. It was entertaining. Whoa, alarm. I guess that's the end of Thrones. Yeah, it was entertaining. I was entertained by the other ones too, but I don't know. It felt high schooly to me.
Yeah, I don't have that same vibe. I I thought the first 2 episodes. This episode just made me think the first 3 were just such a waste of time. We only have 6 episodes. We wasted episode 2 was the biggest waste of time I've ever seen in a TV show. I think like
Yeah.
episode 2 was the biggest waste of time ever.
The-
But I'm excited for the next 2 now.
The whole seasons felt pretty lazy, and then the whole Starbucks thing today. Have you been seeing that? Like, obviously, I don't care about that, but it is like, come on.
It's funny. Someone said I would have loved to see the writers' room or the production crew. Well, that's what I have to say. I used to love those end scenes when the showrunners would talk about the show and tell you why they did everything. Now I fucking hate them. They're annoying as hell. They're so like smug. Like they're
already
like shedding tears over the characters. Like, I know you don't do that.
Yeah.
I know you don't shed tears over the characters dying that you write and kill in your like. Shut up.
Smug is genuinely the perfect word because they feel like they'd already won. Like they've already created the best TV show ever. That's what people claimed. And it's like, well, you better wrap this up. Otherwise, people are going to be miserable.
Yeah. All right. Let's go into the news.
I read the news today, oh boy, and though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to manage.
I'm at 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
Teens are embracing nose hair and having thick nose hair extensions. A man married a hologram. California has dispatched goats, Jake, to eat all the brush in an attempt to prevent the wildfires. A woman blames her Taco Bell nachos for her alleged drunk driving incident. A Portland man accused of creating a bomb that sent dog feces flying everywhere when it exploded got accused of that. A nurse was denied the marathon world record because she wasn't wearing a nurse's skirt while running the marathon. Pornhub wants to buy Tumblr and restore the site to its former porn-filled glory. And beekeepers are being hit hard by thefts. They are stealing the hives. There have been thousands of bees stolen.
I read the news today, oh boy.
Any of these stories interest you?
The nurse skirt thing does, because if I'm reading this correctly now, I mean, I just clicked on it, but basically it is almost comically linked back to basically the nurse outfit that the Joker was wearing in that famous scene where Harvey Dent doesn't see all the makeup on the Joker's face and doesn't realize that's not his normal nurse, which is one of the sillier scenes in the movie. But it's literally because she ran it in scrubs instead of one of those old nurse skirt outfits. They're not giving her the record. So yeah, some good like dated sexism almost. Oh wow.
I'm kind of on Guinness Book of Records side here because Guinness Book of Records, they told her beforehand, like, if you want to break that record, you need to run it in the outfit that record is ran in. The whole thing that stipulates that record is that they're worn in, it's run in an outfit that is not made for running, and it's a nurse's outfit. So she says, well, I'm going to run it in scrubs because that's a nurse's outfit nowadays. Give her the scrubs nurse's record, because would her time have been the same if she ran it in an outfit that is less inducive to running? Who knows? That's the whole Guinness Book of World Record games, and they let her know beforehand.
I'm completely fine with a little asterisk. Like, the record in this ridiculous outfit is this. The new nurse's record is in this, because we've grown as a society.
Yeah, make it the new nurse's outfit.
Yeah, I'm fine with an asterisk and two names there. And if someone wants to throw on one of those old ones, look how ridiculous those old outfits are, which again is a point for your and my argument. But I mean, that's I mean, do we start doing that with every sport? Do you just put asterisks on everything in every sport now? Because the baseball bats, Babe Ruth's baseball bat was a lot worse than the bats they're using nowadays.
Well, this is like a gimmick record, so.
Oh wow.
I mean, yeah, it's a gimmick record. So.
Wow.
I mean, if you want to be the fastest marathon runner, you be the fastest marathon runner. If you need a gimmick to get you at the top of whatever category you are, then it's a gimmick. So it's all fun and games. I feel like
all of you now angry nurses, please tweet at Jimmy.
Yeah, that's where it's crazy. Like if you're a firefighter and you win the firefighter like race, you have to wear a firefighter's uniform, and then you're like, well, I'm just gonna wear, the new firefighter's uniform.
Firefighter's uniform?
What's that?
Do they have to wear an old school firefighter's uniform?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If the whole race was done because the old school firefighter's uniform is heavy, and then 50 years later they're like, well, they're a lot lighter now. It's like, well, that's not this. You're not really breaking his record then. You would have to run it in that. We'll change the name, but the reason that record exists is because the firefighter's uniform was ridiculous.
Well, write it down. Write it down in your 5-star review today. Jimmy hates nurses and firefighters.
And she asked them beforehand, and they said, well, the only way you break that is if you wear that outfit, because that's what that record is. And she was like, I'm not going to do that. And it's like, well, you don't get the record then.
Well-behaved women rarely make history, and here we are.
Yeah. California is dispatching goats to eat all the brush. Hopefully they get all the brush before the fire gets the goats. That'd be a terrible look.
That's always one of those catch-22s. you
start eating or get burned to death, goats.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could have that as a win-win too. Eat some brush, get some well-cooked goat meat.
Charred. Oh, bad. All right. I thought this story was interesting. This woman blamed Taco Bell nachos for her drunk driving incident.
Sure.
Now, I have no idea how this is going to go. Like, is she saying like she was driving fast because the nachos gave her diarrhea, or is she saying the nachos got her drunk?
Woman in Ohio blames a near accident on her Taco Bell order. After nearly striking a police car, they really hate that. She claims she was just taking a bite of her nachos. So yeah, that's a tough break, and she has 2 former DUIs. So she sent a Hail Mary out there, and I don't think it landed.
Yeah, I think that's also like a ticket. Like, okay, well then you're a distracted driver. You get a ticket for that.
We'll just call it a multiplier then. Little column A, little column B.
Yeah. Good ad for Taco Bell, though. Whatever nachos. So good, you'll hit a cop car just to get your bite.
Almost hit it. I mean.
No. Oh, she didn't even hit the cop car?
No. She just had to swerve.
It's fine. Been there.
What are we doing here?
This Portland man was accused of creating a bomb that sent dog feces flying when it exploded. Zimmer pooped in the house 5 minutes ago, and it's all I can smell since, and that's it's really bothering me. So I'm getting bombed here, but it's not exploding feces, so that's good. Why'd the Portland man do this, Jake? To get back at a neighbor, or just because he could?
It's not. Repeat. It's not exploding feces.
Oh my God! Look at the mugshot.
Whoa, nice.
So sad. Doesn't look like a guy. He doesn't look like he looks like he could be doing a lot more with his life. He looks like a big dude.
Rob with 2 B's. Rob Stout. That's a power name.
Describe him too.
Yeah. So he made like a chemical warfare bomb. He got a toolbox, bomb stuff, and a bunch of dog poop. He set up the device because he was angry at his former friend for failing to return something. So, I mean, there you go. Just return. If you borrow something, return it.
him and his friend liked watching YouTube prank videos, so he thought he was just doing a YouTube prank video. But when he opened it, it exploded with such force that it sounded like an M80 going off, and the dog scat was blown out of the toolbox. No one was hurt. Stat was booked in jail. Yeah, this is tough. He's just trying to prank his buddy with some dog shit bomb.
He was going for a nuclear prank, and it didn't happen.
I'm actually on his side. I don't think he should be arrested for this.
Like his buddy, does his buddy get a say in this, or is this one of those things where like the cops get involved and they're like, well, you had an M80 on your property, so we don't care if he's laughing and says, well, it was kind of a good prank.
Yeah, I guess that's the latter, but like his intentions were clearly not to harm anyone, but ignorance isn't an excuse.
Yeah, you could, set the poop on fire, make the place smell real bad.
I mean, come on. It's just having some fucking fun.
Dog poop prank.
Good news for you, Jake. I know how much you love Tumblr. Pornhub wants to buy back Tumblr, restore the site to its former glory.
Yeah, I don't know what Tumblr is, but I'm all for this. Punch it. Sounds like good business.
Tumblr, something I never got down with or understood at all.
I'll tumble for you. What is Tumblr?
It's social media that's just like memes, I think.
Okay, cool.
Memes and GIFs. It's like Instagram is for people that don't like words and like they just need visual stimulation. Tumblr's for people that are even dumber than that.
Okay.
And it used to be a lot of porn, but now it's not. Tumblr weirds me out.
It took the porn to memes route.
Tumblr,
to bring it back.
Tumblr and Pinterest ruin Google searches. Whenever I search images, I do minus Pinterest, minus Tumblr, so they don't come up.
Okay.
Because whenever you don't search recipes a lot. When you search a recipe and you get a Pinterest recipe,
right,
and it's like a 7-click step process to find the recipe, irks the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I hate Pinterest. Pinterest, Tumblr, Snapchat are the social medias that like I don't even think about. Do you still have Snapchat?
Yeah, I'm on there. I don't really use it. Like literally only Rob Urban Snapchats me.
Yeah, I
probably my only friend that uses Tumblr.
I deleted my Snapchat a couple of years ago, and I'm always blown away when people still use it. Katie uses it with her work friends.
Sure.
Wow, that's still a thing, huh? I thought it would die. I thought Instagram would kill it.
Still a thing, yeah.
Yeah. And then bees are getting stolen, Jake.
Yeah, valuable. I think we saved the bees.
We either saved the bees or too many people talked about how we needed to save the bees that no one cared anymore.
Yeah, that's a good call. I thought because the talk went away, it was because we saved them. But yeah, I mean, if people are stealing surpluses of bees, I don't know. I got out of the bee game.
You got out of the bee game, but you're not out of the betting game.
It's the better today, better today, better today.
Boom, boom. Bet of the day. Jakey lost 4 straight 2 weeks ago. And what did he do? He came back and he went 5-0 last week. Hottest week he's had since he was born. He is doing good. All NBA playoffs. Winners. His record is now 42-38. Can he keep the streak going? Can he? Will he? Should he? Kill he? Will he? What will he go with?
What will he go with? Yeah, man. I mean, you can't walk away on a heater. We're
both 5. We're both 5 for our last 6, so we're both doing good.
We're hot. Someone ride that fire truck. Got to keep it NBA playoffs. As much as my heart wants to go with Giannis, because I think they're a couple breaks away from just matching the Celtics. Jim, you get it. You used to live out there. Golden State versus the Rockets.
You don't want to go hockey, huh?
Not going hockey. The games were minus 120. I don't know. I didn't really want it. And plus, I'd be taking Colorado, and then your Shark fandom would come into it, and then just turn into a whole thing. But we are staying out around the Bay. Golden State, Houston. Jim, Houston is favored by 1.5.
Golden State's getting points?
Yes.
Well.
Yeah. And I just think, I mean, Golden State, the last game went to overtime. Golden State was a bucket away from going for a sweep today. Again, I gave my whole speech a little while back how all the pundits have blinded themselves. They want Houston because Houston took a step back this year, but now they want the Golden State storyline to say that they were there because it's about to break up anyways. Give me Golden State plus 1.5. I mean, they win tonight.
Jake is stupid, but he's smart.
Got nervous for a second there.
No, I mean, come on.
Your hands came off. Nervous.
I'm very careful with the buttons I hit now.
Yeah.
Very careful.
It's a nervous.
But yeah, I mean, just bet Golden State.
Yeah.
Why are they not favored?
So.
Also bet the Sharks.
No. Avs. Maybe parlay Golden State with the Avs. Now we're talking. That's how you get that money.
That's how you get that money. That's how you get that money. You got anything else while I pull up the song here to end the show?
I think so. Happy Monday, everyone. Prepare for the worst tomorrow.
Ooh, wow. Don't even let Tuesday sink into your Monday, Jake. See you guys. Thanks for listening.